So as my granny used to say, I don't guess there's anything left to do but the doing. So let's get at it. The room I'm standing in used to be a carport, and there was this kind of awkward walkway into the original house, and they had a step here you can see in the carpet line there that was just awkward and not suitable for my 80-year-old mother-in-law to come up and down. And so I fitted the handrails, cut the step back to a normal width step, just a little more than normal, and I feel much better about her coming in and out of this area. Forget the shadows. It's early in the morning. We did the same thing out here for for my mother-in-law. We have company. That is Queen Isabella the Sixth. So anyway, back to what was I saying? I forgot. So this we added this brick step, and the bricks are glued together so they're not going to shift, and glued to the floor, and it worked out just the right height to make this transition into the house. Also added 2 safety rails. This one's mounted with concrete anchors drilled into the brick, and this one is mounted with 2-inch screws into the frame that runs up and down this door.
On my desk. Put a little file cabinet there.
Here's the after picture. And we got new shelves, new shelf brackets, painted the shelves, painted the walls, put up the trim, and did a little faux finish thing. Let me step over here. Did a little faux finish thing on this wall, which was originally an exterior brick wall, and we've did a little experimentation there. So, new laundry room. Looks a lot different than it did. And here is the big kahuna, as they say. I think that's how they pronounce that. I don't really know. Never been to Hawaii. My son spent some time there when he was in the Navy. I digress. So, this is the kitchen. As you can see, we've been busy over the weekend. We tore out all the old cabinets. And this is what we tore out 3 days ago, 2 days ago. It's quite a pile. And we put down new underlayment. So here is a look at the backsplash. My wife wants me to install the backsplash. I'm hoping we can get the get the cabinet installer dude to do it. It's very neutral color, and it's got all kinds of interesting artifacts like this patch of green, and this, I call it a mud line. There's no actual mud on quartz tile, which this is. Quartz tile is actually ground up quartz. Quartz is white, and so all quartz tile starts out white, and then they mix it with a plastic solution, a polymer of some sort, and I'm not sure what, and add colors to it. Now there's apparently a real art to adding the colors to make it look like a natural mud line right here, and to get these random colors in here of green. There's actual quartz, flashes of actual quartz in this dark stuff. Here we've got a little bit of reddish brown, and it's really interesting. But so they take the quartz, grind it up, and then mix in these colors. Now it's a real art to get it to look like natural stone, and I'd like to see the process. I watched a couple of YouTube videos on the whole thing. I'll try to remember to link to those for you. And so it's a real interesting concept. Now, because this ground quartz is mixed with this polymer, with this plastic, that's what makes quartz tiles impervious to just about everything except a hammer. You don't have to worry about them staining. They're tough as nails. And I'm glad my wife selected this. She picked out the backsplash. And I think it goes very well with the tile. And this is going to be the countertop. And I don't remember the color, but that's more of a charcoal. It's not black. But it actually has some flecks of brown and some quartz-like glitter in it. So I think it's going to go very nicely with this. I want to plug this stuff right here. I used this before in the master bath at our old house. This underlayment is stiff as a board. No pun intended. It is really, really, really good stuff. It has very hard veneers on the surface side of it, and it is just I mean, deadly quiet. I mean, it's just there's no noise, no creaking, no cracking. And as you can see, we had to do some work on this floor to get it to the point to put this stuff down. And this stuff is so hard that it just transitions beautifully across this thing. So yeah, if you're looking for a good underlayment, I highly recommend that. We screwed it down. The instructions don't say to screw it down. They don't really say not to. They say to staple it, and to that I say nay. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with stapling it. I just prefer the security of a screw and the holding power once it gets into the subfloor. Now here, this is an original parquet floor. I think it's 6 little pieces, little strips that are wired together actually. This is not a veneer. This is not a cardboard substitute. This is the real deal, and probably dates to the 60s. So I started taking it up here and I thought, well, this is going very well. I won't have any trouble at all. So I moved down the hall and I hit this that's glued down with this black glue. This little 3.5 by 3.5 patch took perhaps an hour. Hard work. And I just reached a point where the return on trying to expose the subfloor to get a nice level substrate under the new flooring just wasn't worth the effort. That, and I had a time frame to get all this done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the underlayment and then this tile over the parquet. I'm going to have to do some fitting and leveling. There's actually a beam that runs, you can't see it, but it runs from here, and it's kind of the high spot in the floor. Oh yeah, someone buried a phone line in there. And so anyway, there's a high spot in the floor that runs from this door frame this way across the room. And so I'm going to try to come up with some way to try to minimize that, but I don't want to have to walk up and then down. That bothers me. So I've got another issue, and a chance to show you a new tool I got. So this panel that I'm putting down won't go far enough against the wall because of the store jamb. I always wanted a jamb saw, We're going to cut that and see if that'll give us enough room to get this to drop into place. So the problem is this sheet is not fitting, even though this is 48 inches. Here you'll see the door trim is holding this piece of Sureply off. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a handy dandy jamb saw. Pretty cool. I'm going to saw right-handed. Set this thing up. Now we want to cut it the thickness of the ply and the thickness of the tile that's going to go here, because we're going to tuck this vinyl tile underneath there as well. Now I'll also get in through here and check for nails and see if any nails or screws or anything sticking out that's going to hold us off even further. So this is how I roll. Garden pad from Walmart. Excellent investment. There you go. Now let's see if she fits. We are off the thickness of that piece of paneling. So this paneling is holding us off. So I can do one of two things. I can cut a 1/4 or 3/16 off the end. I can try to cut around this. It's close to the wall. It's going to be under cabinets. I'm not concerned with it. I'm going to trim this sheet off right down the end. So, ready to start laying some tile. You saw me prime it. Don't skip the priming step. The priming step is very, very, very important to make sure these tiles adhere the way they are supposed to, the way they're designed to. Here is the tile I'm using, Stainmaster Luxury Vinyl, 18 by 18. This pattern is called Castaway. And these tiles have arrows on the back that will allow you to line them up according to the manufacturer's design. Now, what this design is a random pattern. There's no planks or other design features that have to run in a straight line. So if you follow the arrows, it ends up with one pattern going like this, another pattern going like this, and vice versa across the floor. Alright, well, I think I'm ready to start. The instructions on the primer was to wait until it was clear. Okay, I want to show you something that I've seen at, I don't know, 20 times videos on how to do it. It's how to use a jig, like this one, J-I-G, to cut tiles. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I actually figured this out last night. And like I said, I've watched dozens of videos on it. Just never could grasp it. So here's hoping I remember it this morning. We got a tile here that we're going to have to cut, because the full tile won't go in there. We're going to have to cut it off here. So what you do is, need a pencil and a tile. Let's get the orientation right. It's going to go like that. Now this jig is exactly the length from the corner of the tile to the corner of the tile. So you line this up on the tile below. And you put your jig against the wall. And we're going to transfer this mark. So now, so there you go. We're going to score the tile. I'm coming a little bit shy of that mark, so the tile comes out to be a little shorter. Another thing I like about this tile, it's so easy to work with. You'd think I would want to try this before I took the backing off. This is so simple. Once you get it, it's in there. There it is. So the next one you do is even easier. Take your toast point, as I call it, put it on the tile. There's your mark. And as long as your tile's running straight and perpendicular to the outside wall, this will fit every time. Jig. Never leave home without it. Hey, that's a lot of information. Sorry it ran kind of long, but I got tons of stuff recorded. I just got to find time to start the editing of it. Got some new equipment in the shop. Got a couple small hand tools that I'm excited about. We're doing electrical, we're doing lighting, we're doing finish. We do have some appliances in, so that's a good thing. We're not eating out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I keep forgetting to tell people to do that, but we're over 100 subscribers now, and that's pretty cool, so keep it up. And got lots of stuff coming. Lots of stuff. Thanks again for watching. As always, God bless, and we'll see you around.